Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bourbon Note. I'm Greg.
I'm Ben.
And today, we're drinking a flight of bourbon. All right, Ben.
Exciting stuff. It's that time of year.
It's a cool point where we do these one at a time, but now it's time to just blindly. I've already mixed up the glasses, so we don't know what's in each glass. At whatever's in my glass on the right could be different than what's in Ben's.
Yes, we've mixed them independently, so we're probably not drinking the same thing at the same time, so we don't influence each other.
Yep.
But
we reviewed each one, but we'll talk about that at the end. But we're just going to go we're going to fast forward as we're doing our comparison, and we're going to blindly pick whatever each of us thinks is a favorite.
Is the best, yeah. So it's the end of the Elijah Craig barrel proof year. The A, B, and C are all out.
Yep.
And so it's time to put these all to the test and see which one reigns supreme.
But not only that, the winner for each of us is going to go on to the next bracket, which will be the Larceny A, B, and C.
Yep, we're going to do a similar video with Larceny, and whatever wins that, we'll put the Larceny against the Elijah Craig just for fun.
Heaven Hill Best of 2023.
Yes, and so as Greg said, we'll probably just sip our way through these. We'll probably fast forward. If anything cool happens, we'll stop and check in with you. And so let's get into it so we don't waste a ton of time here.
That's right.
So checking in after just doing the nosing so far.
Yep.
We're kind of having a different experience. You're definitely finding
3 individual whiskeys. I'm getting definitely like a brown sugar and cherry note on this my first glass. The second one's very wood forward. And then the third one is not a lot. It's a little bit of like cinnamon brown sugar Pop-Tart. It's got nice flavors, but they're a little bit more muted and mellow.
Yeah, see, I'm getting a lot of similarities. Like I'm definitely able to tell that these are from the same family.
Okay.
I'm excited to see how this plays out on the palate, but the C batch being a considerably higher proof, considerably being like 10 proof points or whatever.
It could be noticeable.
That's not jumping out of the nose to me.
Okay.
So, just checking in on the nosing, we're gonna get to the palate here. We'll fast forward, and then we'll check in with you after we give these a taste. We have results.
We have results, but we don't even know what they mean yet.
We don't know what they are yet. So, what is as far as like glass number 1, glass number 2, glass number 3, what order did you put them in as far as?
So the one on the left is last place.
Okay.
The one in the middle, and I've not actually changed my order, middle is second place, and the one on here is first place.
Oh, okay. So
these two did change positions. Initially, this was my first place, and these two have kind of...
You kind of battled it out?
Yep.
I kind of had the same experience with number 1 and number 2. Number 3 was definitely like I picked that one as last place before I picked which one of these was in first place. Okay. I kind of eliminated this one and then went between these two.
Okay.
So let's get into the big reveal here.
Okay.
Drum roll, please. So in last place.
Last place for me.
For you is B523.
Really?
Yep.
That says B?
It does, yeah.
That was noticeably... Wow.
You're getting like a bitter, sharp note on that?
I am.
Okay, interesting. Last place for me is...
I'm wearing glasses. You picked the C.
C923. Come at me, internet. We'll talk about that in a second. Yeah. We'll get through the rankings here.
Huh.
Okay, so now we got to just do the winner because you don't want to say second place and then...
Okay.
Okay, so Greg's winner...
My winner...
is... A.
That is
A123, so second place would be C923 for you.
So it was very clearly, I really did think that this was C and this was B, but it was incredibly obvious to me that this was lowest proof.
Lowest proof?
And yeah, because it felt like I was drinking.
Aren't they pretty similar?
Oh, they're really, but this one really drank lower proof.
Okay.
And so that was my assumption. I didn't realize they were so close, but I thought this was an A, because I also like B.
Yeah.
But
okay, so my winner of the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof 2023, A123. So we had the same winner.
Mm-hmm.
And then so B is in second place. So I went A is the winner, B is second place, C is third place.
That's what I thought I did.
Okay.
But obviously B and C. And that's weird because B was really obviously, I threw that out and thought, no, I'm just...
I did the same thing with C.
Huh.
So
this one, so I will admit, we badmouthed C a few times over the past couple of weeks.
To be honest, we've kind of been joking about it.
A little bit,
The thing is that we said in our review of C is that it was bitter and tannic and had a very drying finish. We weren't huge fans of the finish. So we had a lot of good things to say about it, but we did say a couple of negative things, and some people in the comments just could not handle that. And so we did have a little fun kind of poking fun of how much Whiskey Tube is loving Batch C. You know, again, it was all in fun. But I'm not surprised. Now, these are all fantastic whiskeys. I loved every single one of them. But I am holding to it that C batch, this was noticeably bitter and drying on the finish.
You know, I need to admit something.
You're in a safe place, Greg. The internet.
The first time through, this glass, which I now know is the C batch, was in first place.
Really?
But
okay,
it's because of the higher proof, and it really hit well. But then the second time I sipped it, I started to get that dry note on the finish, and then I just had it again. And that's what really kind of like drug it down, where this one is much mellower and smoother.
Yeah.
As the A batch.
And I would also say between the A and the B, they were very, very close. There wasn't a clear hands down between the A and the B.
I'm still getting some weird off of B today.
But
I remember really liking that when we did the review, whatever it was.
When I first started the flight, I think on the nose, I definitely liked what I now know to be A batch. That one kind of stood out. Interestingly enough, and I said this about the nose, and it held true on the palate too, the C batch being at the higher proof, that didn't stand out to me as like, oh, this is the high proof one. I definitely didn't notice a ton of difference in proof. Reason for that may be having 225 proof sips before you get to the 134 one.
Yeah.
You know, kind of preps the palate a little bit.
Sure.
But the flavors were definitely noticeable. So, well, there you have it. Sorry, C came in last for me, but it came in second for Greg and almost first. So,
well, yeah.
And I feel like you've actually trashed the C batch more than I have.
I think I have.
Yeah, definitely.
But
so there you go, blind flights.
But,
who knows?
Yeah, who knows? But I'm glad that A won because I think I liked that one a lot in the original review. I am really looking forward to Larceny.
Yeah.
Because I haven't bashed any of them because I think this year Larceny's really stepped up their game.
I think they have too.
So I think it's going to be a hard choice. And I'm curious how this guy right here is going to go up against Larceny.
Yeah, for sure.
It's going to be a tough battle.
So one thing before we get into, if you watch this channel on the regular, you know what's about to happen here. The Benny Walker special, we got to do the blend, okay? Anytime we drink more than one bourbon, we always do the blend. I'm going cascading blend this time instead of pouring both into the middle.
Yeah. Oh.
That's Greg style.
Sometimes.
Which has now resulted in basically a 2-ounce pour of cask strength
Well,
bourbon.
thankfully it's Friday night and
yeah.
there's such a thing as pizza delivery.
Yeah, there you go. One thing I want to say, and I've talked about this in live streams, and I think I mentioned it in a different video, but I think because of the, 7 months less age on the B batch, for some reason people were just turned off by that. I don't know if that's what it is, but I've been out to a bunch of liquor stores in the last week, and I bet you I've seen 20 bottles of this.
Totally agree. And I've only been to 2 liquor stores, and this does sit on the shelf.
Yeah, and I mean they have from the front of the shelf to the back, 6-8 bottles of it at multiple stores, and I just don't understand it.
You know, well, I'll tell you why that is. I really thought that this was going to win for me.
I wouldn't have been surprised if it did because I remember really liking the B.
In the back of my mind, I remember yesterday or 2 days ago, whatever it was, I know of a liquor store where this is sitting on the shelf in Maple Grove. And I thought, well, maybe I'll go pick one up because you bought these this year. And I was really thinking of it. Now, the fact that it came in third means it's garbage and you should totally skip it.
Of course, yeah. Leave it on the shelves. No, I mean, like,
I'm kidding, by the way.
What I find interesting is, you know, taking away the C batch that everybody's all hyped up about, the last 2 years worth of Elijah Craig barrel proofs have been in the mid 120 proof, right? If you liked any of those, I just don't see this B523 as being so much different from any of those that it doesn't justify a buy
Yeah.
if you like the other ones.
The fact the age is a little bit less, but the proof's a little bit more, it's a little bit more interesting.
Well, it's not much more though. I mean, 124. That's
Yeah.
about what they've been running.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's one of those things where if you liked the 2022 batches and you like the A23, you're not going to hate the B523. It's not that much different. And I thought it was actually really good. And so, yeah, I mean, get out there and buy a bottle. If you got all the Elijah Craig barrel proofs except that one because of the age, don't do that. Go grab a bottle. It's really good. All right, let's get into the blend here. I already had a sip of it. I mean, it's fantastic on the nose.
Yeah, it's hard to, at this point, we had several sips of, a good 375 proof whiskey.
Yeah, now it's like 375 proof.
And it is, I mean, if you do the math, it's a little over 36 years.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit over oaked, if I'm honest,
I just, every time we talk about stuff like this, I'm picturing the one guy who's never seen our channel before, and it's just like, what are they talking about?
It's not a 36-year bourbon.
It's not how it works. We know.
It is how it works.
I got to tell you what, though, if you got all 3 bottles of these, try the 50-50-50 blend.
Yeah.
Also, math.
Yeah, that's also a thing on the channel.
50% this one, 50% this one, 50% this one. All fantastic Elijah Craig barrel proof.
Yeah, I agree. This is pretty good. It kind of mellows out some of those harsh bitter notes.
I think it kind of brings the best of all of them together into just one nice general. This is Elijah Craig 10.
So D1023.
D1023, yeah, exactly. And we'll get to the Larceny D1023
eventually
in one of the next upcoming videos. And then I'm excited, like you said, to kind of see how these go up against each other.
I'm feeling Larceny's going to win it this year. I'm going to throw down.
Well, look forward to that one. In the meantime, this has been the Elijah Craig 2023 lineup on the Bourbon Note. I'm Ben.
I'm Greg. Till next time. See you next time.